What's going on, everybody? I am Famine from Famine Studios.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
This is Mama Rosie, also from Famine Studios. She just wanted a little attention before the show started. Show off her fine and beautiful coat. Oh, Mama Rosie, you're so gorgeous. But we are here to relax, unwind, talk toys. Audi, what's happening? I saw Jess in there. I saw Bjorn. And Mama Rosie. Oh, goodness, Rosie. Oh, goodness. I love you. Okay. All right. You gonna go lay down with the boys? Go snuggle them. Okay. Be careful. All right. So tonight's live. Figured we would do a little bit of paint and chat. I've got Creator Mix going, and let's look at what we're working with. In the words of, shit, I got no musical references tonight, but this head sculpt here is part of the Glyos toy system that's used by companies like Toy Pizza Company and everybody who kind of makes parts and customs for them. You can look it up. They're pretty cool, but I love this wrapped up head. I was originally going to use it as like a Tuscan, but I decided not to, and I thought, like, let me just make this ashy kind of wasteland wanderer, spacer. Got a Joy Toy. Is it Joy Toy? Not Joy Toy. Fortnite figure backpack. That's what it is on there. And a Fortnite figure skirt. Stormtrooper pauldron on a body sculpt that is from one of Jabba's goons. And the hands are from Darth Maul. And they just got a little different articulation, so I thought that that would make a good custom, and I put it together, and it did. It would make a good burn man. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Sissy. Nebula, what's happening? Let me see here. I just need to make it... Nope, that's not it. I need the live chat. Thank you. So I can see what's going on. Clatoonian Raider Buck. Yes, that's the one. And then I have another Toy Pizza head sculpt on here. He's got that, you know, My Bloody Valentine, World War I, what's the Trench Crusade helmet going on with goggles and gas mask. I've got a Joy Toy capelet on there, fur, and then just this regular Clatoonian body, I think it is. So I figured, why not? We'll paint these up. We'll make them look rugged and ready to wander around Gimmick Starport. Or go back to their ships and go back to their own place. I don't know what they do with their spare time. I just work here. What's up, Triple D? So let's go ahead and... We'll start on this guy only because I've been waiting for so long to work on him. So we'll get his parts that I need off of there first. So we'll keep the pauldron. We'll just weather that up a little bit. We'll do the body real quick. And then we'll slap the head sculpt on, paint that up. And let me know if the tunes are too loud. But yeah, let's boogie. I do too, and there's a few different varieties of that particular fur. This one's meant to look like, I think, two claws going around. His head comes off real easy too, but I have blue tack for that. But it's meant to look like a pair of claws going, and then it's got the chain between it, which will highlight. I just liked it. Let me get some of that blue tack out. And this is what I say when I'm talking about blue tack. Stuff's pretty good. I'll throw a link in the description for Amazon. You can order it, or I think you can get it directly through Loctite. But yeah, so we'll set this cat aside for a moment. Let him hang out over here. Now, when I said cat, I didn't mean you, Rosie, because you're not a cat. You're a beautiful black dog. Yes, you are. You're beautiful. Okay, so you guys know me, my ever-present paper towel palette. And I'm thinking I want to go with some There will be a little more brown on here, but some more natural greens and whatnot. We're just gonna we're gonna play jazz. Yeah, we're gonna play jazz. And we'll do his little shoulder pauldrons here. We'll make those silver. I like the idea that maybe those are metallic. Same with this piece up here, his collar protector. But for the arms, let's just do a nice, lighter brown here. Put a hard hat on Rosie. She don't need a hard hat. And we got Vallejo Saddle Brown. Vallejo? Valleja? Utah Jazz. What's that, where it's only 3% Utah? Or 3% alcohol, or 3% whatever they're... I know Utah's got fucky rules about everything because of Mormons. And yes, that is a direct statement about their weird fucky laws, because it does come from the Mormon community and influence on their politics. Valagio? Valentino? And I just put my paintbrush tail. Isn't that what that's called? Into there. Handle, I know, but you can also call it a tail. So, I am in Arizona. I am basically Hispanic. Viejo? Viejo? Vegetable? And just getting this nice dry brush here. And I say nice, it's kind of sloppy, but that immediately offsets the color, makes it a little different color. You see how bright that is compared to there? Like that. Okay. And because I've been really, like, leave him alone. Cowman's all snuggled up and tunneled up into a blanket, and Star keeps harassing him. Digging the idea of the rule of 3 lately. I'm just going to dry brush this weird skirt thing. And we'll come back in and pick, there's some threads and stuff. We'll come back through and pick those threads up. Then maybe do a lighter, dusty dry brush over the whole thing. But I kind of want it to match those sleeves. Makes it a little more interesting to look at, I feel. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's who I'm doing this for, is myself. Okay. Alright, so we got that rocking. Let's make sure we get the inside of Homeboy's arm here. So just tilt him by the bicep armor. And then I'll let them dry like that, because I can. Same with this guy, this side. Bicep armor. All right. For his body, let's take some of this brown, and we'll mix in some titanium white. He's very sweaty. Titanium white here. I'll just take this brush. I gotta get some more brushes, smaller brushes again. I ran out because paintbrushes, bleh. Let's get through one thing at a time here, Famine. They are consumables, which is why I ran out of them. And that's something you can tell people when they ask you what you want for Christmas or New Year's. Yeah, if you do New Year's presents. But, like, if somebody's like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? And you say, oh, get me, like, some paintbrushes or something. And they say, nah, it's something fun. Let them know, like, paintbrushes are consumable. And, you know, as artists, we go through them. So, I got a smaller brush. Pulling some of that brown, some of that titanium white. Mixing it up. Do it again. Make that nice, I say nice, kind of white color there. And then I just want to dry brush that onto these ribs. Just to add some differentiation. Differentiation, that's the word we're going with. To add to the rear differential. But yeah, makes them stand out a little bit more, makes them pop. We'll be painting those straps a different color, so we don't really have to worry. But pick up a little bit more of that. Just very cool. Let's put his arms down because it looks like he's just throwing it up for a party. And while we got this on the brush, let's just a little bit. That just makes that stand out a little bit more, right? I think so. And sure. On his booty cheeks too. You gotta get the booty cheeks. Okay. So I'm liking that already. Let's paint his cuffs. We'll do his cuffs almost like they're metal seals, because I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. What the fuck just touched my... Oh. In case you're wondering why I'm coughing, because I swallowed some fucking spit the wrong way. Well, it was cold outside. I did see the Fantastic Four trailer today, and I loved it. They actually felt like Marvel's first family. We'll start with gunmetal. You guys know me. If anything, I'm predictable when it comes to my metallics. And my insatiable love for gunmetal is to blame. To circle back to what I was yammering about earlier. Yammering about, I should say. Paintbrushes. I need to get some smaller brushes to replace the ones that I had, because they got worn out and, you know, beat the piss out of them, and they had to go. And I put consumables on my Amazon wish list and things like that, and I let people know when they ask what they can get to contribute to my hobby or my craft, or like what goes into Patreon stuff. It's like, that's one of those things. They cost money and they're consumable, so, you know, if you get that for an artist, or maybe it's, you know, paper or whatever that they're into. Point being is that there's consumables out there, and a lot of our friends who don't understand art or don't understand what goes into making these things don't understand that it costs us money. So yeah, it's okay to ask for consumables, and I recommend it. And if anything, it gives somebody an appreciation for what we do as artists. Okay, so I skipped around the cuff there on the inside. I still did it on the outside, but that just, it sculpted that way, so I was like, okay, cool. It'll be like a clamped on type thing. But yeah, asking for paintbrushes, or like I put chip brushes on my Amazon wish list because I use those for painting bigger things, and it is infinitely easier to recycle those after using them. Rosie Pig, stop trying to steal that. Hello. How you said clamp? I did. Because it looks like a clamp. There's even a little button or clasp. But painting that up. Sorry if I'm off camera. Trying to hold it so I can see it. Or like sculptors, my friends that are sculptors, if, you know, every once in a while I'll be like, hey, what kind of polymer clay do you use? Oh, I use X, Y, and Z. Why are you getting into sculpting? No, I just want to pick some up for you because I know that that shit's expensive. And then they go, thank you. And sometimes we make out. We don't, actually. Ah. All right, so. Oh, that's interesting. In his boot cut there, can you see? There's like a shaved piece of plastic. Come on, focus up. Sticking out. Excuse me. Got it. Huh. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Something inside of the ankle there is causing material to like build up and come off. Famine, stop fussing with it or you'll spend all night doing that instead of painting the thing. I know. Leave me alone, gosh. What are you doing, dogs? So there's a sheet of sandpaper underneath my foot. And Rosie is trying her damnedest to sniff it off of me and get me to lift my foot. And I think she believes that if she just sniffles hard enough, she'll lift my foot off of it, and it's not working. Go get your ham. What are you doing over there? You're so strange, Rosie. Love you. I did get... Oh, no, I got shining silver or gunmetal on the boots. What will I ever do? Now, the one thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to break my own kind of process, mainly because I really can't, is I would spray this with Mr. Super Clear before I added the accessories on. But because it's just so effing cold outside, I can't really even do my like warm-up trick where I warm up the can and then go out and spray and bring it back inside, just because it's like that cold outside. So I do believe we're just gonna have to be real gentle when we assemble them so it doesn't get too much paint rub. Like, see? Now we'll do silver and silver there, the gunmetal, and I think that'll make that look neat. And then we'll get some dry brushing and some washes and stuff. Do his head, teehee. I said do his head. That's like somebody that explains it like it's a task, like a chore for them. Like, all right, honey, come on, let's go upstairs. I'll do your head. Thanks, sweetie. I'm glad. It's my birthday. Thank you. You know how much this means. Will you wear the bald cap again? In my fantasy story there, the guy's pretending that that's me because he's so in love with me. That's what the bald cap's for. Weird, right? Famine, why do you only average about 15 viewers per video? Because I just make jokes like that, where I joke about some strange man in a weird relationship dynamic with his spouse, pretending that his birthday annual is coming from me. Is it ego-driven? I don't know. I feel like every artist should have some ego. but this is one of the very few times you will hear me refer to myself as an artist. Hell yeah. One thing I've learned about getting good coverage out of these metallics, because these metallics are very pigment heavy, the War Painters metallics in particular, is to do multiple coats in the same direction. Like, let those coats all go the same way, and it just applies so much nicer and you get a better look. Right. Oh, there's like little grommets and rivets on this thing. That'll be cool. That'll look good when we're all done. Hi, Rosie. I feel you down there. You're very beautiful. Being so sneaky, trying to get this piece of sandpaper out from underneath my foot. And I know. No matter how beautiful and just how much of a gorgeous golden girl of a senior you are, and how many times you give me kisses and try and bite my fingers when I'm giving you a treat, I'm not going to give you the sandpaper. Like, that's not good for you. It's not a paper towel roll. It's just a piece of sandpaper. Birthday annual. Never heard it called a birthday annual before? This is like some nice Skinamax music where they meet at a club in a weird bar. Oh my god. Didn't you used to work at Kaiser Permanente with so-and-so? I think I ran into you at a Christmas party. Oh, right, Catherine, Susan's friend, right? Yes, oh my god, what are you doing here? Oh, I come here usually on Wednesdays. When do you come? This is my first time. Oh, well, let me buy you a drink. And then they later hook up, and it's really terrible softcore. And nobody gets their birthday annual. Because it's softcore. It's not even implied. There's a lot more texture in the sculpt of this, whatever this piece of metallic carapace is. I almost wish I had dry brushed this gunmetal on here, but for what we're going to be doing, this is perfectly fine. So yeah, that's sprucing it up already. Okay, Grandpa, sprucing it up, eh? And let's see here. You chill out for a second, buddy. I just want to see if there's anything else I want to hit this with. Yes, this. Mama Rosie, what can I do for you, honey? I'm just going to go ahead and get as much of this as silver looking as I can, except for the cape, so that when I do my washes and weathering on here, it's going to look kind of like a rusty hunk of metal. Which is cool, because that's what we want. Because what is Star Wars if not a lot of weird metallics and rusty metals? And asymmetrical ponchos. Well, this plastic does not want to take this gunmetal. Mama Rosie, what, honey? I can't hold you in pain at the same time, my love. I can try like this. This is the best I can do. Maybe if I was painting something, like I could, perhaps with my left hand, I could become ambidextrous and paint things. But, you know, as an executive producer of the program, I need your support behind the camera. I need you to keep the boys in line and help Snowflake work on the crowd and make sure that everybody laughs at the jokes. You think you can handle that for me? All right, I love you. Thank you, Mama Rosie. Guys, I don't think she's going to help with that. She's just sitting there staring at me, isn't she? Hi. Love that Mama Rosie. Famine, you could probably also use a bigger brush to apply, you know, with your goddamn logical responses to the things that I'm doing. Use this one. Probably help if you put a little more gunmetal on the brush, right? Well, you know. Or on the palette, I should say. Bjorn. Just keep dusting silver on there. If I'm taking pictures of this guy from below me, excuse me? I said I want you to below me. But yeah. If I'm taking pictures of that guy from this angle, that far down under the pack, I've screwed up something. And again, I'm not a photographer. Not a toy photographer. I'm not. I tell stories with my figures and I talk about lore. And I talk to the dogs. Just gonna let that dry. Alright. Next, I'm gonna do his straps because those are bothering me. We're gonna do those in black with a little bit of the brown. Thank you. I thought they were very plain, but I like the message that it came across, that it conveyed. But yeah, I want to do some of this brown here, but I want to mix it with some black and get a nice deep dark brown, like even darker. But just something to offset it to show it's not black. But yeah, I like those pictures today. I've got so many of those pictures now. So many figures that have not been photographed properly that I want to utilize. So I've been trying to get those together and come up with some good content to share with them. Share them with, I should say. Finding some older songs to attach to the tags that have better meaning. That's also been kind of fun. It's been a long time. Like today's song, I chose the Tattered Old Flag by Johnny Cash. And it's quite literally probably been since my grandfather was alive, which was over 10 years ago, that I heard that song. So it was nice to come across that and find that I could tie that into the message that I was relaying with the photograph and in the comment, the caption. So, yeah. Thank you. And I sincerely love that figure, that two tubes look that I kind of put together there. But just, I like the two tubes alien species, and I love the idea, like, that's one thing I remembered a lot about when I originally saw A New Hope, I was kind of like looking at all the adults, and I was like, those people are all old. When in reality, they were British actors, and they were probably like 21. But like all the rebellion was old people, and I'm like, okay, well that means that there's, in the future of Star Wars, after the events of whatever, I'm sure that there would be recruiters for the resistance out there. And so I was like, well, why couldn't this guy be like a former merc that worked for the resistance that's now recruiting or spying or, trying to help set up a network? Something interesting. And that's where I landed on him. And I mean that with the most amount of disrespect possible to the British acting community of the late 60s and 70s that aren't Stephen Fry. Yeah, they age like a fine leather because they all smoked. Not a one of them had heard of a toothbrush or heard of sunscreen. Mainly because Britain doesn't see the sun. So when they do get exposed to UV lights, they start to catch fire like a goddamn vampire. Fight me, Britain. Throw your goddamn tea in the harbor again, I swear to God. It's going to be the headlining article tomorrow on all the toy sites. Famine Studios hates the British, but specifically Brits from the ages of X to Y from the 1960s in the acting community. Why is he like this? We don't know. We just know he's a real son of a bitch and we don't approve of anything that he does. I'll get hashtag canceled, and I'll write songs like fucking shitty Ronnie Radke did about being canceled, all while being transphobic and homophobic and picking on children online. I won't do that part though, because that's just taking shots at him at this point. Tea Party the sequel. Yeah, Tea Party 2, Electric Boogaloo. This time I have a forklift. All right. So that makes those pop. They're still wet. Like, Forklift the sequel. I got Forklift once. Met these two guys at a party. They were really nice. They gave me something funny, and they said, "Hey, do you want to get forklift certified?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" At a party, not knowing that was actually it was a sexy thing. And well, we don't speak about it anymore. But it was a tender time between me and them. Tender. Like the chickens that I enjoy eating. Tenders. I'm going to start calling chicken tenders long nuggets. Go to a store and be like, "Yo, can I get a bag of long nuggets, please?" What are you guys doing over there? They were playing. Famine, we're not allowed to play? Yeah? New York's a green state. I know because I'm enjoying a legal edible right now. Okay. Should I do the second one? Second strap? But yeah, I'll do the second strap. Thanks, guys. I was gonna ask you right before when you said a green state. For whatever reason, I was thinking like ecologically green. You know what I mean? So like they're carbon neutral or whatever. I'm like, what does that have to do with asking for a? Oh, nugget. Well, I got it. But yeah, my brain was like in a whole different galaxy trying to guess that one. Did you know that with royalty-free music like this, if I were to start singing right now, I had a little successful ditty on here, and somebody picked it up and cut it and cropped it and carried over my copyright thing and said, you know, hey, this is free music, blah, 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 here's the license. They started making money off of it. You can't. They don't allow their background music that's for streaming to be used for commercial musical acts to be like put on CDs and stuff. So even if I was like really good and tried to monetize the video because I got, you know, like 1 million views or whatever, I would not be able to. This is why you read the contracts when you sign up to stuff. Do I have some weird delusion that I think I'm going to become a famous, you know, whatever because I sang along to a royalty-free music program? No, not at all. Not at all. Just something I noticed when I was reading, and then they gave a little breakdown, and I was like, ah, okay. So I couldn't use this, excuse me, on an album or for monetization purposes, beyond talking over it or whatever. Okay, gotcha. I got you, baby girl. Be cool. Just let it out. All right, so we got the belts tied and crisscrossed. Let's get some of these strings. I'm also going to come back over some of these black lines that I make here and hit them with a white dusting, or a dry brushing, I should say. Maybe a couple of pieces of like red. Just different things to make the thread look interesting. What are you two trying to get? Rosie, what are you trying to get, girl? You're just so silly tonight. She's over there trying to pull down one of my old t-shirts. What'd you say? Oh, what's up, Task Force Games? Good to see you here. Anybody, you know, this is kind of like Cheers. Everybody gets to know everybody in the chat's very friendly. If you're new to the channel and you like this sort of figures and chatting and chilling, world building, 1/18 scale, 1:1 scale sometimes, yeah, subscribe. You can go to Patreon, patreon.com/FamineStudiosX. Also have Instagram, same handle. And also Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/FamineStudiosX. And I have shirts on TeePublic, which are linked directly down in the breadbasket below. The old comment section. Old Billy Bushwhack link. And you can, I think they have a $16 t-shirt sale going on right meow. So you could go pick up a shirt that's pretty awesome. Alright, so see, I've got the little dash marks and hash marks on there taken care of. Make those stand out. Now, we're going to let this sit aside here, out of the way. Let some things do some drying for a hot minute. Stay. Okay. Hi, Mama Rosie. Hi, beautiful. Hi, gorgeous. Oh, you're just the prettiest lady. You're such a beautiful girl. You're so pretty. I love you so much. You're so gorgeous. Yeah. You're so beautiful with all your silver hairs. You're like a star shower. When I look at the silver on your head and back, it's like the stars when the Millennium Falcon goes into hyperdrive. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you look like. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're trying to play with me. Oh, you're trying to play with me. I love you, Rosie. Oh, I love you. Oh, she gonna bite me. Oh, she bit me. Ah. Crab cat. Where? Fear the crab cat. Fear the crab cat. It's it. Can't remember where I put my heckle fish. I thought he was right over there. I was gonna make him say fear the crab cat, but he must be in the other room. Mama Rosie, you leave that piece of sandpaper alone, girlie. Hey, drop that. Hang on, shit. Give me that, Rosie. That's bad for your teeth. Drop it. I'm not pulling it out of your mouth. Thank you. You are a corpuscular thing today, Rosie. Come here. Come here, Mama. Nope. Hi, Jesus Christ, Stark. Hi, bud. Did y'all see that? Did you see this psychopath launch himself up like that? You're out of your goddamn mind, buddy. Oh, give me a freaking heart attack. You want to look inside, Gimmick? No. Good boy. Stark bum. Stark bum. Go be good. Go get Rosie. Get her. Go get the mama. Holy crap, he's very rarely does that anymore, but when he does, dude. I was in a work meeting and he pulled that on me one time. Just shot up like he was just sitting there staring, and then just decided this is my chance. Oh my Lord. Yeah. I'm painting there's like a wire on here and you'll see in a minute. I'll give you a little close up to the camera. But it's kind of delicate painting. I don't consider it delicate. But it's just small enough to where I gotta like focus. I need to go to the eye doctor this month. Maybe start wearing my glasses. Both pairs got broken by the pupperinos, so I just didn't wear them, but I probably should to further preserve my eyesight. Or at least get one of those old person devices that Wentzilla and I think Red use. Like Fruit Loops or what? Just painting the wire because I'm going to paint it like another color so that it stands out. Game changer. What are you loops? What am I missing here? I don't know what loops are. Help a brother out. What are they called? What, glasses? Magnifying glasses? Oh yeah, the eye thing. Okay, whew. I thought we were having. Well, I mean, technically, I guess we were having two different conversations, but like, you were just on one point of the other conversation, and I was nowhere in that ballpark. Loops. Keep saying loops. Are you having a strong? James Bond. Bondulance. My windowless man. Oh, Christ. All right. So we're going to paint this black undercoat. So what color should we make the eye lens? I don't think blue is the way. Let's go. Put his head on there for a moment. We're going to paint that. We're going to prime that black. Hi, Mama Rosie. You're so beautiful. Skin tone for the eyelet? That'd be a strange one. That's a maybe. That's white, Famine. That is the opposite of black, according to the color wheel. Famine, why didn't you drop it on the black spot that you already had on the paper towel? I don't know. I don't know why I do half the shit I do anyway. Yes, Mama Rosie. You're so beautiful, honey. One thought I did have was to, like, make these look like actual bandages on somebody's head. So it's like a mystery of, like, when did this dude get hurt? How long ago did that happen? You know, all that other fun stuff. And let's say for his pants, while we got this black on the brush, we'll do his below the knees, almost like they're gaiters. We'll just add this black, weathering, dry brushing, just hitting the high points. And, you know, give it some character. We'll do the whole pant. The whole visible leg. Give it some, because yeah, you're not going to see much. There we go. So we gave our guy just a little bit of a dry brushing on his britches. And we'll tone that down a little bit, I'm sure. Or maybe not. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Not me. I'm just some guy painting action figures. Alright. Well, I got it on here. It's already black, but this will help matte it down some and help the other paint adhere to it. Adhesion promotion. Yes. Let's go. I remember a thing or two. Famine, not a person here said you didn't remember a thing or two. Yeah, but they were thinking it. They were thinking it. Okay, we will rock you. Let's get some black primer on this guy's head too. Make sure you get the underside of that. Make sure you get the underside of the hat brim, or the helmet brim in this case. It'll give you a nicer end product. And you won't have to worry about photographing it from a bad angle. I have one of those figures that are behind me in Gimmick in the docks. Actually has this problem, and I've yet to rectify it. So that's on me. But yeah, do it the right way, unlike me when I did it the incorrect way the first time, and you'll have a way better and easier life. We'll let that dry off to the side. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Clean our brushes some. Well, we let that black primer dry. Let's get a little weird. Let's get a little funky. Let's sun-kissed foreskin. All right. My search history isn't weird enough. All right, let's we'll go with a green, a real subtle green. Sorry, Snowflake, scared you. Sorry, buddy. Knocked over the turbo glue. Thank God it was so fast. Glad I could help. Oh yeah, I'm touching myself tonight. That's going in the spank bank. Very classy, Famine. That's how you get demonetized. Hashtag demonetize Famine for his spank bank comment. And this is olive green. And I'm just going into the underlayer, the holes of the underlayer. Holes of the underlayer, the next title of your album. That go through the top layer into the lower layer. And adding some of this green. Giving it a secondary color. Famine, you can't just touch wet paint. Well, you know. But, like, in my imagination, I'm thinking that that's his, some layers of his old flight suit, maybe his old anti-burn suit that he had for whatever his career was, and he keeps it together. This is the last bit of the original, and so that's why he keeps sewing it together. It's because it was something important to his safety, and that's what's left of it, and so he kind of uses it as a groin protector, because Lord only knows, and by Lord I mean the musician, Lord only knows what's going on out there. Wandering from spaceport to spaceport, you never know when you might get burned in the groin. Yeah, we don't really watch Famine anymore. He goes on these weird tangents. The other day he was talking about getting his groin burned or something. I don't really know. Made the dogs upset. So we turned it off. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Looks like there actually may be 3 layers to this bad boy. It's all good in the hood, baby. Cool. And just a neat little additional thing. You know, a neat thing like on the internet. Alright, let's do the head wrap. I want to do it in a brown. Famine, why don't you do it in that green? Because that looked too military for me. Famine, why don't you do it in a dirt? Hi, Rosie. Hi, beautiful. Well, honey, you just want all the attention tonight. Are them boys sleeping? Are they not playing with the Mama Rosie? The Mama Rosie, you look like hyperspace. I love your sparkly hair. You're such a senior lady. So lovely. Not gray either. Trying to freaking ruminate on this here. Maybe a maroon or a red. Yeah. Because I'm not doing the sun-kissed foreskin color. It's just not. This guy may have a family. We don't know. We don't know what kind of kissing goes on the foreskins at this house. What are you... Cowman is licking the side of the water dish because he feels like that's necessary at this hour. So I'm just going to keep dry brushing layers of this red on here and a couple other reds until I get the desired effect I want. But yeah, I like the idea. And I'll keep the eye slit black, which will add even more mystery to this guy. I think that's a cool idea, and so I shall. Sir. Sir, this is a Wendy's. We don't lick the water bowl. Yes, I know who your father is, sir. That cure for a minute. Cowman. Stark Doug. Stop licking the water dish, sir. You can drink the water. Hi, bud. You want some of my seltzer? He's like, I'm a dog. I don't drink seltzer. Famine. You know this. You right, Stark. You right. Next, we will go to some Valegia. Licks the carpet and the couch. I prefer the hardwood floor myself, but I've been known to lick some carpet. It's amazing I don't get fired from the internet. Check him out. We're getting there. No speakers. All right. Hi. Oh. My name is Famine. Thank you for watching. I mean, Blood Honey Sin's pretty blessed because she's probably one of the few people on on the planet where they can turn the volume off on their partner, and it's not like rude. And I'll do this cape as a red too, just to tie it in. But first we'll finish doing all the metal. This is going to remain this color, this little neck piece. I think it's fine. And then let's add nothing to the pauldron. Let's not F with that. Let's not mess with a good thing, right? We're not here to mess with a good thing. My boy, he's fallen over. Steve, are you okay? Yeah, let's take care of that now. Let's do a Nuln Oil wash on the armor parts. We'll use our teeny tiny brush. Excuse me. And I do love Nuln Oil over my metallics because it just gives it that certain je ne sais quoi, that certain something, and makes it look legit. Like, too legit to quit. Hey. Nobody's made a reference to that song today, I can guarantee that. I'm just gonna hit all the metal with this, since it's supposed to all be like the same type. Get off of there, you don't belong on there. There we go. Got him all washed. Ugh, stop touching me. Stop sticking to me, you sticky bastard. And while we got the wash out, let's get a little layering on here. We'll put the wash in the propeller first. Boop. Inside the box there. And the bottom a little bit. Yeah, that's just gonna let that do its thing. Let it do its thing. Now, while we're waiting for Nuln Oils to dry, and also that red to get really good, because I want to give it one more pass before we call that good. I start slapping this dude together. So let his little backpack dry out of the way, let him dry those pieces. We got this guy, and I think for him, I just want to like spruce up some of his stuff and then add the extra pieces. I think it'll just work out pretty good that way. So let's make his armor more of a brass or bronze, maybe copper. Copper would be good. Let's do copper, because we can always add the verdigris, and that would, you know, really complement that. So let's do this. We'll take some copper paint here. Yeah, we won't use this dry brush because we're going to keep this for the red. So use this one. Get that out of the way. Copper. We'll start on his little belly. And just start to load this up. And I know it's not strictly a dry brush. I am using a dry brush to apply it. And the way I'm putting it on here is I'm not like brushing it traditionally. I'm literally buffing this metallic paint onto the armor. I can't ever prove that it does anything spectacular to the finished product, but I think it adds just like a little bit of value, production value, to it instead of brushing it on, like brush strokes. So like there it is beforehand. And then just hitting it like that. Hitting it like that. Yeah, you like that? Sorry. Shouldn't be allowed on the internet. Hit some of the high points with a little bit more. The rivets on the side there. And certainly adding dimension to it. Okay. So let's add it a difference. So let's take that helmet, just while we got the gas mask out, and this will be pretty reliable dry brush. And that's just going to add that matchy-matchy type situation. And I'll probably hit the edge of the helmet with the silver, just to imply that maybe it's not actual full brass or whatever. There's metallic, you know, other metals that make up the helmet, but, you know, it's getting there as far as matches go. And, you know, that's why I like dry brushing, is you can sneak up on it. That's what I learned from Frank Ippolito with painting organics and stuff, and also this works for metal and metal finishes. You can just sneak up on it. So I think that's closer, and that's in the ballpark I need it to be. Alright, set that aside. So let's do... Next, let's make his shirt... color do we want? We could stain it with an ink. Really make it grody. Let's do that. No. High flow acrylic, raw sienna, golden paints. And for this, I want something I can pour it into. So where's my little rigged up palette that I use for freer flowing. Here we go. Blue. Who the what? Gladiator. Well, it's a good thing I'm not in an Android phone. I'm in a goddamn Apple. Like a true American. I got nothing. Yeah, we'll stain it with this high flow. I guess we'll point his arm out. Now, we're just gonna stain, because it's such a high flow, it works like a wash, and we'll let it soak into those areas, and however it dries is going to be the color, the colorway of the shirt now. Look at the difference. Yeah, but that's for, what's up, pirates? That's for whatever. What's up, Vendura? How are you tonight? And we can go back in and fix up the straps, the bony straps, whatever you want to call those. The bone spikes, the spiky boys, and the leather. I don't necessarily want to, but we can. And then for his waist wrap here, we'll give it some of this color too. This will give a few washes too, though, I'm sure. Yeah, and that's already like a difference maker. And he's got pointed shoes too. That's something I never noticed, that his boots are like almost like fantasy elven pointed boots versus more of the round-toed shoes that you see on damn near every other Star Wars character. Thump. What are you dogs doing? Besides being freaking adorable. Alright, let's give that a little bit to dry out of the way. And this we can, I'll do the fur last. Yeah, I guess let me get one more coat of red on this guy. This is the wrong brush. Womp womp. I get it, buddy. I'll fill the dish with some more water after the live stream. Alright, so that's the red I'm going for. That blood red. I like it. A Picasso, I like it. Alright, so now I think once that's dry, we can put them together and then do like a final pass of weathering, and he'll be all set. If you guys are okay with it, I'm going to take 2 minutes to get the dogs some water, so I'll just be right back. I'll get you some water, buddy. Watch out. Let me get the picture. All right. Back up. Hi, Peanut. got you some water. Got these puppies. We're gonna hydrate these dogs. They're gonna be so hydrated. There you go. There you go. Drink up. Thanks, Snowflake. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for your patience while I went and got those guys their beverage of choice. Water, fresh from the Hudson River. That's a joke. I would never do that. All right. So, got our guy. We got his pauldron, his neck seal, and then his freaky ass assassin face mask. I'm digging him. Oh, and he matches the gloves. Happy accident. I don't like this color. A little better. Cool. And then we can take his jetpack, or his little backpack. We can plug that in. And if I wanted to call it here, we could. I'm dangerously close to considering that, but I do want to give him like a final pass of some dusting around his shoes and a little more weathering on here before I red up the cape. But you could stop there and be happy with that guy. And yeah, absolutely. So we'll set him here for a moment. Our friend is largely dry, much like any woman after speaking to Ben Shapiro or Donald Trump. I didn't say that. Thanks, Vendura. All right. Remember the other day when I was like, man, I don't know if I have any stickers for that bench or anything. The thing I was pulling stickers out of, I have some smaller piece stickers I could have put on there. I just wasn't looking at it the right way. Classic famine. All right. So now we've got the arms stained up a kind of way. Let's go ahead and repaint these poorly painted pouches. The heads are from Glyos. They are, I got them at Toy Pizza Con, but they're Glyos system head sculpts. That's where they came from. You can look up Toy Pizza, and they have, I'm sure you've seen their stuff, but I like their system, just not so much for the stuff that we do, but also like the head sculpt. Some of them are like super neat for what I want, so yeah. So we'll go with we've already used that color a lot on figures. Let's go with a darker brown, right? Burnt umber. And we'll use the burnt umber on a couple of these poorly painted pouches. Touch those up, hit some of the buckles with a silver paint pen, gold paint pen. Oh wow, that's a perfect color match. That's kind of funny. I don't know what's funny about it. More, that's entertaining to me. Cool, cool. Let's fix the other pouch while we're here. It's the same color. We have the same paint already. Cool, cool. Yeah, this one got the kind of the sloppy end of the seconds when the factory was putting the paint on here, because they like lopped it on certain areas and completely left it naked in others, and not in the fun way. Like half the cork that's in his little lambskin flask on the side is just not painted. Okay, let's paint it up. He doesn't have any bags on the back, but we can touch up the back of the lambskin maybe. I don't think it's not gonna be noticeable enough that it's not the same material as the front or the same color as the front. But who knows, maybe the inside of his lambskin is a different color. I just see a big swath of white that's visible from behind, and I want to coat it with something. That works for two things. Okay. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll paint the leather on his upper body armor this color too, and go back in with like dry brush it or like touch up the edges with the other lighter, closer to umber color that I have. And we can go in and paint the bones, actual bone color. Part of me, the unreasonable part, the not so sensible part of me, keeps looking at these cuffs and the way that the tooth comes through them, or the bone or whatever. It looks almost like it's pushed through metal. Like part of me wants to turn these into metallic cuffs with spikes, like, you know, like hell yeah, brother, a punk. But the other half of me is like, keep it as teeth and bone, because that's a little more fantasy medieval, which kind of seems like this guy's whole vibe up on that that skiff, you know? He's getting paid money to hang out with space hotties, and literally, like, he's literally working at the space strip club, and he's getting paid all kinds of money working for Jabba. And you know, maybe there's some other cats there that are like, oh, I'm in my high-tech helmet, you know, flight suit with a rocket pack. People think I'm awesome because I'm Boba Fett, and I just keep coming in here and giving my boss all kinds of bounties that he keeps sending me on instead of paying his workers. And, you know, God damn it, I may get paid peanuts, but I look cool. I look different. Maybe that's what's going through his head. So let's keep him as teeth. But the other part of me that's unreasonable thinks I should take a razor blade and sharpen them so it looks more pointy. I don't know. It's been a day. Let's go ahead and repaint these gauntlets that are on his forearm. I won't do the straps in this brown, but I will do these plates here. And there are actual metal studs on there, so we'll take the paint pen and mark those studs off. Make them stand out. Make it pop. Okay. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. They use molds to apply paint. It's like a roller mechanism, but I've also seen, like, as they go down a conveyor belt, somebody just sprays certain things or takes a brush and makes a mark. So, the hell if I have an official answer for you. Okay, get that going. Let's get this side done. can't tell you how much I look forward to getting to do these paintings, work on these things, and with this, especially with everything that's going on today, it's good to have at least one like non-human being, non-pet thing, like doom scrolling on the internet thing to look forward to in your day, whether that's molds with holes so they can direct airbrushing. But yeah, just like one thing that's not another living being or pet that you can kind of just like focus on for yourself. Take a minute, maybe an hour or two, even if it means staying up a little later or getting up a little earlier, and just enjoy it. I think it's important, and you know, work on your overhand rate and your jab. Oh, I got a little brown on his armor. Now the whole thing is ruined. Just like my acting career in England. Zen time is painting time. Painting time is party time. Okay. Okay. Now, we go back to that lighter brown that I was talking about earlier that we used. From Bellagio, Saddle Brown. And we're just going to take a little teeny little, just wet the tip of the paintbrush until you don't even think it's there, and then take most of it off. Toothbrush, paintbrush. Who hasn't made that mistake before? And there's some stitching on here. And I'm just going to follow the stitching and let the brush bounce across the little stitches. Just let it bounce on it freaky style. And also hit the knot in the pieces of thread that are on there. And I'll do the same for the ones on this pouch as well, because it would make sense. There you go. There you go. Maybe we'll paint that. We'll do a little painting too while we get it. You see how much paint I waste? Honestly, it annoys me. Paint this thread here. And just paint the one. Because it goes to something here. It's tied off. It's just neat that we got to use another color there. Adds a little character. Boop. Starting to build up them layers. Starting to give it some character. Let's get out that silver marker we talked about. So just want to use that because I'm lazy tonight. We'll do silver and gold. Gold. And we got a silver. We won't do gold, we'll do bronze. And we'll go with the silver paint pen, paint marker. Come on, you son of a bee. Posca. Posca. Hang on. Perfect. And there's just, like I said, there's little dots, little studs on this armor here. And I'm just letting the marker rest, the tip rest on top of it. Boop. Just the tip. Get these studs too. Or rivets, I guess they are. And then there's some rivets across the shoulders. That's going to be covered up, so I'm going to skip it. But it may not always be covered up. Damn it, Famine, you're right. All right. So he's got some of those on his shoulder. So yeah, just pick those out. Are there any buttons on this thing? There are. Cool. Yeah, that seems to be the only places that I got to worry about those, so that's cool. And I guess we'll just touch up these ones down here. And if I go over, that's okay. Because it's just a little action figure. It's not the end of the world. You can always repaint over things, clean it with paint thinner, switch to a different type of paint, try again. What did our friend Bob Ross say? Happy little accidents? I won't say that they're happy accidents, but accidents happen, and well, damn it, sometimes it's okay. Alright, we got this. Do we want to do a silver chain? Yeah. Do silver chain. Oh, and there's apparently metal. All right, that's cool. Perfect. That's so well sculpted, I didn't even notice it. It'll stand out more in a second, I hope. There's two clasps on there. The chains just don't run into the fur. So I'll do this bronze all the way around it. And then I'll hit some of the spots with the silver to tie it together. But like, yeah. That's pretty dope. Cool. I like to think that those are like awarded to him for doing such a good job. Or maybe it was like a rite of passage for his species to, you know, claim whatever beast this was. And that's the way that they mark, you know. It's like a congratulations on your bat mitzvah type gift. Okay. There we go. Stands out a little more. Now, let's do so we got this verdigris glaze, but it needs to be really thin and runny for what I'm planning. So do that there. Put a little on the paper towel. Got this nice paintbrush here. Get it nice and soaking wet. Take a little, put it on there. Put it on the glass. Boop. And then we're just going to start building up a layer on where a couple of spots where the moisture would condense and pool on Homie's armor. It's just going to add another layer of visual interest. And I just keep bringing it over to the moisture. I don't want it too thick now. Like, you see how it all of a sudden breaks up the armor? Makes it stand out a little bit more too. Bring some of that verdigris over. And this is supposed to look like a patina, obviously. I say obviously as though everybody understands the metal and corrosion and stuff, and I'm not just like some nerd that reads up on weird stuff like that. Yeah, when metal's exposed to moisture and areas that go untouched can develop a tarnish, and certain metals oxidize a little differently. So bronze, when it oxidizes, it creates a blue rust, a verdigris, if you will, which isn't precisely rust, but you get the point. And as such, people actually prefer certain antiquities and stuff more, and it's more valuable if it has a certain patina to it, or a certain verdigris colorway that signifies its age. So like maybe somebody who's super into armor, like, what was the villain's name in Solo? It's played by Paul Bettany. Like, he had all those strange armors in his, and I say strange, there were like Mandalorian armors and stuff in his collection. So Sharpies, Dryden Voss, thank you, Pirates. There was some Glyos chat. We were just talking about the head sculpts. I really like them. And Dryden Voss, yes. So Sharpies, metallic Sharpies, because they have pigment loaded into them, they work better on figures than, I would say, like blacks and browns and stuff. But I will use those for joints where there's might be paint rub. Okay. And I'm using one of their head sculpts on this action figure that I'm customizing here. So I talked about Toy Pizza, and also I don't think I mentioned, but I go to Toy Pizza Con. I've gone for the past 2 years, and it's a pretty interesting convention. It's very different than the other toy conventions and stuff that I've been to, and it's nice to see that there's something small like this that's gained enough steam to have its own conventions and have, you know, a dedicated audience like that. Of course, let's put a little extra effort into the back that no one's ever going to see because of the fur. Smooth famine. You know, I thought so. Right, all right. I mean, I guess since we got it out, since we got a little paint here, we'll take the head sculpt, the aforementioned head sculpt, one of the Glyos head sculpts, and I'm just going to go around that hat brim, kind of heavy-handed, but with very wet paint, and just keep dragging it around until I'm sure that the edge has got it, and then I'm just going to clean it up. Yeah. Neat. Okay. And do we add a little bit of patina to this? Yeah, we do. And why did we do that? Because nobody can stop us. People can try, but there's a lot more of us ants than there are grasshoppers. Okay, where's that Nuln oil? We'll do the Nuln on the chain real quick. Just get that out of the way. Then I'm not going to do a Nuln oil on this armor. I like it as it is. There we go. Just let that do its thing. Okay, now let's lighten up the bones. I'm gonna use an acrylic paint from my apple barrel collection because I don't want to use titanium white and anything else. I think linen or like a cotton color for the bones would be good. I will do linen. We'll clean that Nuln oil out of that paintbrush. Beat the devil out of it, as our buddy Bob Ross would say. You just gotta beat the devil out of it. Marker paints for joints. And the reason I'm choosing this paint in particular is because it goes on pretty painlessly, and it's thick enough and it stands out enough. I don't have to worry too much about it. Imagine how badass this dude's got to feel, though, when he puts on his uniform and he's like, oh, yeah, that's right, fucking teeth randomly on my costume, Chief. Bone spikes. Yeah? I pulled that out of a Rancor's thigh. Yeah, that's how rare this fucking weapon is on my armor. Come near me, bro. Find out. Like, I feel like I'd polish my... Well, that was a statement I almost... Yeah, you know what I'm going to say? It. I feel like I'd polish my bone pretty constantly to make sure that it looked great. That's me, though. I don't know what this guy does. Shouldn't you know, Famine? You kind of are writing his lore. Well, you know, some things are a mystery even to the creator. I've had that happen when I'm writing. My characters will tell me something that I didn't know about them. And I don't mean that in like the I'm imagining my characters, but just as I'm writing, something will happen and I'll go, oh. Oh, all right, cool. All right, I didn't know that. All right, that's the way we're doing it. It's just kind of like my subconscious filling in story plots for me in my writing. And it just kind of hits me in the way of like it was a natural progression of the character and what goes on with them. And I think as a writer, that's pretty goddamn cool. For those of you that are joining us, that are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. I'm Famine. And yeah, I do 118 world building, customizing videos, 1-to-1 scale props sometimes, every once in a while a cosplay thing here or there. But we do a lot of action figure stuff and a lot of repaints, so I recommend that you check out the rest of the channel for that. Visit some of our friends in the comments section, check out their videos, go to their Instagram pages, share yours. If you want to get a t-shirt, TeePublic, there's a link down below in the comments. If you are interested in supporting the channel on Patreon, patreon.com/FamineStudiosX. Same for Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/FamineStudiosX. And check it out. Like the video, share it if you haven't already. Maybe you got a friend that you want to annoy, or maybe you got a friend that'll like the stuff I do. Who knows? Yeah, he's starting to become like a badass. And I'm going to touch up those bone spikes around his legs, too. Maybe these are dinosaur teeth. Not even like a gimmick lore way or anything like that. But you know how back in the day when people would make like weapons out of, you know, finding shards of finding shards of obsidian and breaking it in just the right way so that it's extra razor sharp and thin, and you know, or somebody would find like the hardest granite, and just imagine being the one that finds the fossilized megalodon tooth and makes that into a knife, or like puts 3 or 4 of them together on the back of a tomahawk. Like how much of just a badass you would be on the battlefield knowing that you wouldn't even know. You know, I don't think there were any of the tribes or the people back then had a word for the giant shark like that, because we weren't out in the middle of the fucking ocean like lunatics today. But like, could you imagine just like having dragon's teeth essentially on your tomahawk or your war club or whatever it is, maybe just using it as a knife to cut something. Like you'd be the baddest dude on the battlefield, for real. All right. And I think I'm gonna dry brush this. Maybe with the same bone color. Yeah, absolutely with the same bone color. Clean this brush out because we're gonna quick and easy dry brush. You know, the ancient civilizations have dragon lore. Yeah, absolutely. I truly think that it boils down to like fossils and word of mouth storytelling. There were large birds back then, terror birds, things of that nature. Yeah, that's my personal little take on it. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Oh, that's too much paint. See? I told you I've been wrong before. Whatever. We'll make it work. How many polar bears died for that Famine Studios asshole to make his action figure? Look at that. That's real polar bear fur. Because there's no way anybody could paint that realistically for a toy figurine. Simply no way. Okay. Guys, I too am shocked when these things come out of my mouth. Let's just plop that on there. Oh, he's starting to look sexy. Now we need a little bit of blue tack because we're going to put his head on there so we can finish painting that. So let's get a little blue tack out. We don't need much. That's too much there. So we'll put some of that away. But yeah, it's just this little putty, and it's just tacky enough to hold things in place. So we'll just shove that up in his that's still too much. Look at that. You don't need a lot. Well, let's just shove that up in his neck hole. And then hip hop hypocrite that on there. Maybe you need a little more than that. Yep, that's what it looks like. Okay. Just hop hypocrite that on there. All right, so now we just got to finish up the helmet. Did you break the peg? No, it was a gigantic fucking ball peg for the alien head. So I just shaved it down, and since the Glyos system has a couple of different sizes, I did my best estimate. Let's go with silver around the gas mask. We're gonna use Mod Podge matte to go over the black parts for the gas mask, and it's gonna make that look like rubber, I hope. Rubber? I barely know her. Has that ever stopped you before? True. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to touch up that spot that I missed with the clamp was on there. Cool. All right, so we're gonna do a shining silver around the eyes. Shining silver is this one, right? Here's a silver plate. Nope, that's gunmetal. Shining silver's this one. Hold it by the body. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Oh, that's the wrong pile. I just dipped my hand into black paint. What's it, your first day at paint and action figure school, Famine? No, because this isn't a school. Sorry, move that away on you. I'm just doing some painting along the edges of the lens covers for the goggles that are on this gas mask here. Goggle. What would it be considered goggles, plural? Nice. So, definitely gas masky. Next I want to, like I said, I'm going to hit this helmet bridge with just a little bit of silver here and there. And maybe a scratch here. Everything there. Alright, so now let's put a green. Where's that military? Is that still wet? Are you still wet? No, talk to Ben Shapiro. I got it. Where's that olive green?
Where are you, olive green?
Sounds like a person. Like, yo, fucking olive green, get over here. How you doing? It's my brother Tony. Tony, say hello. This is olive green. Okay. Good, 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 good. All right. Now we'll paint his chin strap there. We'll do that in a saddle brown. This is one of those instances where I wish I did have a brown paint marker, because that would make my life infinitely easier. But I don't have one. And then you go, why not? And I say, I don't know. What are you, my mother? And then you surprise me with a birth certificate that actually shows you're my mom. We cry, we hug. It's all very, very touching and emotional. Famine, we can't see it when it's out of frame like that and you're holding it to yourself. Well, you know, speak up. Okay. A little more coat. Just to make sure that everything looks like it's official. Alrighty. And instead of Mod Podge, we'll try this out. Because everything's an experiment. Anti-shine matte varnish. So we'll put a little... Oh, she's a squirter. This matte varnish. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Miss Matte Varnish. You guys, I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth half the time that I say these things, so if you're surprised, me effing too. And right now I'm using the matte varnish on all of the black areas of the gas mask that would be made out of that rubbery material. Why he wears a gas mask? I don't know. Maybe he just wears it because that's part of his job. Maybe he likes the way it looks. Maybe he feels sexy. You ever think of that? God forbid a fucking space person feels sexy. You know? Wears the same thing essentially every day. Wants to feel sexy, self-confident. You know? Maybe he's a little horny too. We don't know. And then in the eyes, we're just going to do a... No. Well, we're going to do an orange shade. This is either going to rule or suck. So let's cross fingers and toes and dicks and hope that it rules. So we're going to tilt his head just so he's perfectly balanced. And just put that drop in there. Let it do its thing and dry. Okay. And I like that it just gave like a little amber detail to that. Okay. Now, we're almost done with our guy here, who I think looks significantly different enough and more official enough. Yeah. Keep putting my hands on things. You can tell I'm getting a little eepy from that when I start making goofy mistakes. Fam, and every mistake you make is goofy. Shut up. I know that. Add a little dry brushing, maybe some dust or whatever on these pants, who knows? All he knows is hammer don't hurt him. Okay. So he is Dunzo. Let's give him his sword. Or his giant knife. I feel like this thing needs to be, I don't know. I can't just hand him this. Hang on. Let's give this thing a couple of nicks. Some scratches. Maybe here on the body too. On the other side as well. But we just want to put a little bit of damage on this thing, you know? Cool. So we got that. Take a little black paint on our finger. Tip over that. Put it on here. Rub it all over this damn thing. Same for this side. A little bit more. There we go. Rub it on there. And then we can take just a little piece of paper towel. Dry. And we just give it a quick wipe. And now it's got some damage to it. Stands out on camera. Same for this side. Give it a quick wipe. Boom. So now we got this guy here. And I'm gonna call him Done as a Motherfucker. That's dope. I'd be terrified of that walking towards me. So we're gonna set you aside there, dope spaceman. And then let's finish this cat up. Yeah, I like him. So let's close that before I spill it, because I will spill it. Alright. Let's add that wire we talked about that I painted black so that we could add color to it. Just do a regular sand yellow. It's not going to be very vibrant, and we don't want it to be very vibrant. Okay. Just getting a little more yellow on there. I made another error. That's all right. I'll fix that with a toothpick. Uno momento, por favor. There we go. Cool. So I got that painted. Got that on there. And I wanted to do... Did I want to do another Null and Oil wash on there, or do I want to do something else? Let's use Fire Slayer Flash. Why? I don't know. It's supposed to be a contrast layer. Well, let's just use it as a kind of a wash. And put it in those recesses there. Recesses right here. Cool, we'll just do that. Let it pool up in the recesses. And, I hate these stupid little things with it. Add a little bit there. On the bottom of the fan. And then just some here. Some on the hinges. All right, and that's ready for me to give that a quick color bath of some reds that we like. Keep those hoses out of the way. Okay. And I think this dude's done too. Hell yeah. We did two very cool, very sci-fi figures. So we got this cat here and this gentleman here. And those again are vintage collection Glyos system heads, and there's a couple of Joy Toy accessories. So yeah, we got some work done today. Here they are again. Boom. Thank you, Pirates. I may change something about Gas Mask Man. I haven't decided what it is yet that I want to change, but for now, fine by me. So, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, like I said, hit that subscribe button, like the video, share it with a friend, share it with an enemy, as long as you share it with somebody. FamonStudios.com, or excuse me, oh my goodness, that's much later down the road. Patreon.com/FamonStudiosX, Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/FamonStudiosX. T-shirts are down in the link below. If you guys need anything else, find me on Instagram, FamonStudiosX as well there. Otherwise, drop a comment in the video. I'll answer as best I can. And thanks for watching. Be well, and as always, too sweet me.